Stop scrolling. This one's for anyone who's ever felt seen wrong. People whisper. They guess. They invent stories about you that aren't true. If you're a Sigma, you already know that look. They talk about you like you're a mystery, and every explanation they make just misses the point. Welcome back to Alpha Man Cave. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss future videos that cut through the noise. Alright, let's dive in. Today we're breaking down 8 ways people completely misunderstand Sigmas, and why those mistakes happen. I'll explain what you actually are doing, why it looks different, and how to handle it when people get you wrong. 1. Honesty gets called cruelty. You say things straight. No sugar. You tell a friend the truth because you want them to improve, not to hurt them. Most people, though, have been trained to soften everything. Compliments first, truth later. So when you give a blunt truth, they flinch and call you cruel. But the truth is a tool. You use it to cut through confusion. People may feel burned at first, then later realize your words were the wake-up call they needed. Keep your honesty paired with intent. Make it clear you want better for them, not to tear them down. 2. Silence gets read as arrogance. You don't talk to fill awkwardness. You listen. You watch. You think. That quiet can look like you think you're better than everyone. But it's not ego, it's focus. You're collecting information, testing if what people say matches how they act, and forming your own view. When others can't handle silence, they project, calling you arrogant to cover their discomfort. Small signals help. A nod, a short comment, or a gentle smile can show you're present even while you're quiet. 3. Boundaries are seen as hostility. You say no to protect your time, energy, and values. You don't like drama or emotional manipulation. To some people, that no feels like a personal rejection, as if you're building a wall. But boundaries aren't meant to shut others out. They're there so the right people can stay. People who don't respect boundaries will push harder and then cry foul when you stand firm. Be consistent and calm when you set limits. Consistent boundaries teach people how to treat you. 4. Independence looks like rejection. You recharge alone. You don't need constant reassurance. That independence can make others feel insecure. They assume you don't care. But your alone time is how you stay strong and authentic. When you come back, you're fully there. If someone reads your independence as rejection, that's often about their own need for constant validation. Reassure close people occasionally. One meaningful message beats 20 needy ones. 5. Privacy becomes secrecy. You don't overshare your life online or with everyone. That's smart. Trust is earned. But in a world that broadcasts everything, not sharing feels suspicious to some. They imagine secrets where there are none. Privacy is a filter. You choose who sees the real you. Let a few close people in. That prevents rumors and helps others see that your privacy is deliberate, not shady. 6. Confidence is labeled coldness. You don't chase approval. You stay calm and grounded. To people who live for likes and attention, that calm feels cold. But your confidence is quiet. It's steadiness, not distance. You don't need to perform to prove your worth. They mistake your lack of neediness for indifference. Show small, genuine warmth in relationships you value. Confidence and warmth can coexist without you faking it. 7. High standards turn into judgment. Let's be honest. High standards make people uncomfortable. The moment you refuse to accept laziness, excuses, or half-effort, others start squirming. Why? Because your standards force them to look at their own lack of effort. For a Sigma, having standards isn't about judging others or thinking you're better. It's about protecting yourself. You know your time and energy are valuable, so you don't waste them on people who won't meet you halfway. If you promise something, you deliver, and you expect the same from others. But here's the problem. Many people would rather stay comfortable in mediocrity. They'd rather blame you for being too demanding than admit they're slacking. For example, if you want honesty in a relationship, people might call you too picky. If you expect consistency from friends, they might say you're too harsh. But that's not judgment, that's accountability. Your standards are filters, not punishments. They filter out the people who aren't serious, so only the ones who value honesty, loyalty, and effort remain. And when someone actually meets your standards, the bond is unshakable. They'll experience a depth of loyalty, respect, and commitment that most people never get. So when others twist your standards into judgment, it's usually because they know they couldn't meet them. Remember, the loudest complaints usually come from the people who wouldn't make the cut anyway. 8. Calm is mistaken for not caring. This one might be the biggest misunderstanding of all. Sigmas are naturally calm under pressure. When chaos breaks out, you don't add to the noise. You stay steady. You think before reacting. You observe before deciding. And you act with control. But here's the problem. Most people are wired to show emotion loudly. When they're stressed, they raise their voices. When they're scared, they overreact. When they're worried, they want constant reassurance. So when they see you calm, they assume you don't care. Take relationships, for example. If your partner is upset, they might want you to match their level of stress to prove you care. But instead of yelling or panicking with them, you stay composed. To them, that can feel like indifference. The same thing happens at work. If a project is falling apart and everyone is freaking out, your calm looks like you're disconnected. But the truth is, your calmness is actually proof of your care. You don't waste energy spiraling. You use it to solve problems. While everyone else is spinning in circles, you're planning the next move. Your concern doesn't scream, it strategizes. And that's what most people miss. Calmness isn't apathy, it's discipline. It's the ability to control yourself so you can actually fix what's wrong. People may misread it, but when the dust settles, it's often your calm presence that prevents total disaster. People will keep guessing who you are because you don't perform for them. That's fine. You weren't built to please the crowd. The real win is knowing why you act the way you do. Clarity over comfort, quiet over noise, standards over settling. That's not coldness or cruelty. It's self-respect. If you're watching this and you're a Sigma, remember this. The world misunderstands because it's easier to invent a story than to look deeper. Don't change your core. Refine how you communicate it. A little explanation goes a long way, and your strength will speak for itself. If this hit home, drop a comment. Which one of these misunderstandings have people accused you of? I read every comment. If you found value, smash the like button, subscribe to Alpha Man Cave, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Stay sharp. Stay steady. I'll see you in the next one.